Welcome to Chemistry Cubicle. So from this video, we are going to study about the haloarenes, and we have already discussed about the haloalkanes in our previous videos. And if you haven't watched my previous videos of haloalkanes, then please go and watch them before coming on to the haloarenes. Now, what are haloarenes? Haloarenes are also known as aryl halide. Okay, they are the organic compounds in which one or more hydrogen atoms, okay, these hydrogen atoms are directly bonded to an aromatic ring, okay, are replaced by the halogen. So this is known as haloarenes. So for the haloarenes, the halogen must be the part of an aromatic ring, okay. So our haloarenes are different from haloalkanes, okay. Their physical properties and their chemical properties are different from that of haloalkanes, okay, and also they differ in their methods of preparations. Now we will discuss about the preparations of haloarenes. Now the first method of preparations of haloarenes is by direct halogenation, okay. Now our chlorobenzene or bromobenzene can be easily prepared by direct chlorination or bromination, okay. The reaction is usually carried out at lower temperature near about 310 to 320 Kelvin and in the absence of sunlight, okay. I will also tell you that what happened in the presence of sunlight, okay. And the next reaction condition is that it will occur in the presence of Lewis acids, okay. What are Lewis acids? The electron pair acceptors, okay. The electron pair acceptors are known as Lewis acids such as FeCl3, AlCl3, AlBr3, etc. Okay. So what will happen? This is our benzene and this is chlorine. Okay. So when it reacts with anhydrous AlCl3 at 310 to 320 Kelvin, so it leads to the formation of chlorobenzene. Okay. And the HCl is our byproduct. Now the mechanism of this halogenation is quite simple, as this is our electrophilic substitution reaction, okay. So the first step is the generation of electrophile. Let's see how the electrophile is generated, okay. This is our chlorine molecule, okay, Cl2. Now what happens when it reacts with the Lewis acids such as AlCl3, okay. AlCl3 has aluminum has vacant orbital, okay. Now what will happen, that this chlorine atom will move with both of its bonding pair of electron and in the vacant orbital of aluminum to produce the electrophile, that is Cl plus, okay, and AlCl4 minus will be released, okay. This is the generation of our electrophile, okay. Now what happened in the next step? In the next step there is an attack of electrophile. Now our electrophile attacks the pi electron cloud of the benzene ring system, okay. Let's see what will happen. This is our benzene and this is our electrophile, okay. So what will happen? This electrophile will attack the pi electron cloud of this benzene system, okay, and it will form this. Now this carbocation intermediate is highly stable. This is stable because of the resonance, okay. This bond moves to this and this bond moves to this, so this is stable due to resonance. Now what happened in the last step? There is a loss of a proton, okay. So this is our species, this is H, this is Cl. So what will happen? As AlCl4 minus is released, okay, so AlCl4 minus is our base and it will abstract the hydrogen from this benzene system, and what will happen? This bond goes to this. As a result, it is forming the chlorobenzene, and AlCl4 minus will abstract a proton and it will form the AlCl3 and HCl is released. Okay, this is the overall mechanism of halogenation of an aromatic ring. Since previously we were talking about the halogenation in the absence of sunlight, okay, that is in the dark condition. Okay, now what will happen if we perform our halogenation in the presence of light? Okay, so I have taken two examples of toluene which we react with the chlorine, one in the condition of dark, that is in absence of light, and one in the presence of light. Okay, so when our toluene, this is our toluene, when it reacts with anhydrous AlCl3 in absence of light, so the direct halogenation occurs at ortho and para position. Okay, this is our ortho and this is our para position. Okay, what it is forming as a product? This is orthochlorotoluene. Okay, and this is para-chlorotoluene. It is our major product and this is our minor product. So in the presence of sunlight, what happens when toluene reacts in the presence of sunlight? So when it reacts in the presence of sunlight, there is a halogenation at this benzyl carbon. Okay, so what happens? Hydrogen will leaves from this CH3 and a chlorine will come at this position. Okay, so it is forming the benzyl chloride. So in the presence of sunlight, the chlorination always occur at this benzylic carbon. Okay, and HCl is released as a byproduct. Now, if chlorine gas is passed for a longer period of time, okay, now the initially formed this benzyl chloride will convert or will react further to form benzyl dichloride. Okay, what happens when the chlorine is passed for a longer period of time? Okay, this is 383 Kelvin and this is in the presence of sunlight. So it will form the benzyl dichloride. Okay, that is CHCl2. It is known as benzyl dichloride. And if we further pass chlorine gas in this benzyl dichloride, okay, it further reacts Cl2 H nu and this is same 383 Kelvin. Okay, so it further reacts to form benzol trichloride. Okay, it further reacts to form benzol trichloride. Okay, benzo trichloride. This is known as benzo trichloride. Now, the point to remember is that we cannot make iodobenzene by the direct halogenation method because this is our reversible reaction. Okay, this is reversible reaction. Why? Because of this HI will be forming, which is forming as a product. Okay, this is reducing in nature. Okay, it is a good reducing agent. So what will happen? It is a good reducing agent, so it will reduce this our product iodobenzene and convert it back into the benzene and I2 is released. So due to this reducing nature of this HI molecule, the reaction is reversible in nature and we can't make iodobenzene by the direct halogenation method. Now the question is that how we can prepare the iodobenzene. Simple, we have to destroy the reducing nature of this HI by introducing an oxidizing agent such as HNO3, and the HI produced is immediately oxidized to either I2 or is eliminated as iodide, and thus reaction proceeds in forward direction. So let's see what happens when it reacts with an oxidizing agent just like nitric acid. It will form NO2 plus water and I2 is released. Okay, so by destroying the reducing nature of HI by introducing an oxidizing agent, we can easily make the iodobenzene by the direct halogenation method. Now the next point to remember is that we cannot prepare fluorobenzene by direct fluorination. Okay, the reaction is very violent in nature and cannot be easily controlled. Okay, so this is why fluorobenzene cannot be produced by direct fluorination. Okay, I will tell you that how fluorobenzene is prepared. Now, the second method of preparation of haloarine is from aniline via the diazonium salt. first we will see that what is diazonium salt and how it can be prepared. Okay, the diazonium salt can be prepared by treating aniline, which is dissolved in dilute HCl, with an aqueous solution of sodium nitrite at 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. Okay, this is our sodium nitrite NaNO2 plus HCl. Okay, this is dilute. It will form the nitrous acid plus NaCl. Okay, now the aniline, this is our aniline. It will react with the nitrous acid which is produced at 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. Okay, the reaction conditions are cold, that is 0 to 5 degrees Celsius, and it will lead to the formation of benzene diazonium chloride, N triple bond NCl minus. Okay, this is plus. So this is known as benzene diazonium chloride. Okay, so this is the formation of the diazonium salt, that is benzene diazonium chloride, and the reaction conditions are cold, remember. Okay, now the first method is by Sandmeyer reaction. Okay, this is the name reaction, Sandmeyer reaction. Okay, the chlorobenzenes or bromobenzenes can be easily prepared when our diazonium salt, okay, are treated with cuprous chloride. Cuprous chloride, that is CuCl, which is dissolved in HCl, and or cuprous bromide, CuBr, dissolved in HBr. Let's see how chlorobenzenes or bromobenzenes can be formed by the Sandmeyer reaction. Okay, this is our benzene diazonium salt, and triple bond NCl minus, and if it reacts with cuprous chloride in the presence of corresponding halogen acid, okay, HCl, so it will form the chlorobenzene, and the byproduct will be nitrogen. Okay, and if we have to make bromobenzene, then what will happen? Simply we have to react our diazonium salt with cuprous bromide, okay, CuBr, in the presence of HBr. Okay, this will form the bromobenzene, and the byproduct will be N2. So this is the formation of chlorobenzenes or bromobenzenes, which can be easily prepared by the Sandmeyer reaction. Now, our iodobenzenes can be easily prepared by simply warming the diazonium salt with the aqueous solution of Ki. Okay, diazonium salt solution with aqueous Ki solution. Simply we heat this mixture and our iodo-benzene is formed as a product, and N2 and KCl are our byproduct. So this is how the iodo-benzene can be prepared, by using the aqueous solution of Ki. Now I have told you that fluorobenzenes cannot be prepared by the direct halogenation or fluorination because the reaction is very violent, or we cannot control that reaction. So this is the method by which we can prepare the fluorobenzene. It is the name reaction. This is known as Ball-Schiemann reaction. Now in this reaction, fluorobenzenes are prepared by heating the corresponding diazonium tetrafluoroborates. Okay, so let's see how this diazonium tetrafluoroborates are produced. Okay, now we have to react aniline. Okay, this is our aniline. We have to react aniline with aqueous solution of sodium nitrite, that is NaNO2, in the presence of fluoroboric acid, that is HBF4. Okay, so it will lead to the formation of diazonium tetrafluoroborate, that is this. And triple bond NBF4 minus. Okay. Now, when we heat this diazonium tetrafluoroborate, okay, so it will lead to the formation of this fluorobenzene. This is how the fluorobenzenes are prepared with the help of Ball-Seaman reaction, and boron trifluoride will be released, and N2 also. So this is known as Ball-Seaman reaction. Okay, this is also 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. Okay, this is the cold condition. Now, the next method of preparation of haloarine is by Gattermann reaction. Okay, this is similar to Sandmeyer reaction. In Sandmeyer reaction, we were using the cuprous chloride or cuprous bromide. Okay, in the presence of corresponding halogen acid. Okay, but in Gattermann reaction, we use the freshly prepared powder of this copper and corresponding halogen acid to produce the chlorobenzene. If we take HCl and the copper powder, then we get the chlorobenzene, and if we take the HBr, then we get the bromobenzene. Okay, so there is also a slight difference between the Gattermann and the Sandmeyer reaction. Since in Gattermann reaction, the CuCl, okay, the CuCl or CuBr is replaced by the copper powder. Okay, so this replacement leads to the formation of aryl halide. This replacement leads to the formation of aryl halide more easily than the Sandmeyer reaction. So in this case, it will be beneficial to use Gattermann reaction, but the yield which is produced by the Gattermann reaction, okay, the yield of the product which is obtained as a result of Gattermann reaction is reduced as compared to the Sandmeyer reaction. So this is the basic difference between the Sandmeyer and the Gattermann reaction. Now, the last method of preparation of haloarine is by using the Hunsdiker reaction. Okay, so what happens in this reaction? When the silver salt of an aromatic acid, okay, when the silver salts of an aromatic acid is heated with Br2 in the presence of carbon tetrachloride, it undergoes bromination with simultaneous decarboxylation, that is CO2 is released. Okay, that with simultaneous decarboxylation to yield the aryl bromide. This is especially for aryl bromide. So let's see what will happen. This is the silver salt of benzoic acid. Okay, C6H5 C double bond OAG. This is also known as silver benzoate. Okay, silver benzoate. So when it reacts with bromine in the presence of carbon tetrachloride, so what will happen? It undergoes bromination and simultaneous decarboxylation, that is this CO2 is released. Okay, so it will form this bromobenzene, C6H5Br plus CO2 is evolved as a gas and plus AgBr is formed as a byproduct. So this is all about the methods of preparations of haloarenes. Okay, and from the next video we will discuss about the physical properties of haloarenes. Hope you like the video. Thank you.